I think that breaking up with a narcissistic person is actually worse than being in a relationship with one. Because you thought you knew this person like a little bit. But through the breakup, you meet this version of them that is nothing that you ever imagined. They're a tidal wave of emotions and it's impossible to keep up. And the manipulation tactics are so extreme that even you are surprised at how low they will stoop. Here are a few examples of what happened through my breakup. And if you're new to my page, my name is Jackie and I'm giving real examples of emotional abuse so that you can spot them in your relationships. When you break up with a narcissistic person, they will typically go on the attack. Their emotions are so intense that if you're an empath, this is going to be difficult. First of all, they're furious that you broke up with them, that they're being undervalued. They will act helpless. They will claim they gave you everything. They will paint you as mean, that you're abandoning them, that you're being selfish, that you didn't appreciate anything that they did in the relationship. They may threaten self-harm. They may threaten unaliving themselves. They might quit their job or do a number of other things that undermine themselves because they feel abandoned. This was my ex. It took him a number of weeks to move out. And during that time, he lived with his parents, so I didn't actually have to live in the same space as him, but there was constant contact as he was arranging to move his things out. The first 2 weeks, he was lost, crying daily, begging me to come back. I can't live without you. I need you. I don't understand why you're pushing me away. Texting me in the middle of the night, showing up to my house unannounced. He would say things like, I don't know what the point of living is. I still want to marry you. How can you be so heartless? He was posting pictures of our old vacations on social media saying how much he loved and missed us. Pictures of us at home saying, my poor kids, and they're losing their home. He would send me photos of his kids saying, they ask about you daily. He would send me love songs and poems and text me at 4 o'clock in the morning. All of this is emotional manipulation. I took an emergency leave from work and he told me that he went on anxiety meds. But 2 weeks later, he was a new man. He said he respected my decision and he was grateful because it opened his eyes to what work he needed to do. He was finally going to go to therapy. He loved me and he was determined to marry me one day. He offered to allow me to continue to use the things in the home that he didn't need, a washer and dryer, some items in the kitchen. And every time I talked to him, he was in a positive, great mood, ready to heal and hopeful for the future. But then his kid's birthday came and they were asking to see me and my daughter. So once again, he flipped and I was selfish. I was taking advantage of his kindness and I was ruining his kids' lives. He came while I was at work and he took everything he left. He was no longer going to allow himself to be taken advantage by me, and he deserved better than how I was treating him. I went away for Thanksgiving and when I came home, all of that stuff came back. He was so sorry. It was just a difficult time. He still wanted to be with me. So I have to admit that there was a time where I thought that this type of behavior meant that that person must really love you. Let me reassure you, they don't. This is not loving behavior. This is the behavior of somebody who has unhealed trauma. And I say that with empathy. People that behave like this are projecting their trauma on you. This is not healthy love. Healthy people break up amicably. So this was just the first of our breakup because he did eventually hoover me back. The second was even worse. The second I actually feared because I experienced the first. Because of that, I had to take a lot more precautions to ensure that I kept myself emotionally, mentally, and physically safe. Safety is #1 priority when you're breaking up with emotionally unhealthy people.